The original Season 2, Episode 10, Gonna Set Your Flag on Fire. I like this episode. It was a good comeback episode for this season. I think mostly because of what it some of the stuff it introduced and some of the stuff that is going to be leading to. And it was really cool. My favorite part was definitely seeing Finn, I believe. I always mix up Finn and Cole. I believe Finn, though. Kind of just going nuts and really deciding, like, I'm kind of on my own now. Well, I guess technically he's working with his father. But, of course, he's going up against pretty much all of his siblings, so he's trying to take them out. He finds his mother by the end of this episode, and she did decide to drink the blood. And I knew they would bring her back at some point, and they did it like basically the next episode. But he went and found her. She drank the blood, and it's like, you're a hypocrite and stuff. And I love that part of the episode where he's like, I followed you because you set a standard. You set these morals for yourself and these strict rules. And then you do all of this stuff. I've followed you for centuries now, been completely devoted to you, going up against basically the rest of my family just to stick by your side. And now that you've been put in this crappy position, you instantly flip because you'd rather, live forever than stick by the morals that you set up centuries ago. So I thought that was a great scene where he got mad. Like, I did all this crap. I go against my siblings, and now it's like I have to go against you. All this stuff you did was basically just because you thought you would win, and when you were losing, you flipped the script and did whatever you needed to survive. So I love that scene and how he basically took her, and now she's a part of this spell that he's using to keep now it's just the vampires, but initially the vampires and werewolves trapped in the house. And I thought that was really cool. It was like there was no real solution. They didn't really have a permanent solution. They were able to get the werewolves out because they had that little 60-second window, but it wasn't like a permanent solution like in most episodes where it's like, all right, we solve the issue and we're done. Now on to whatever the next problem's gonna end up being. But in this, it was sort of like half the problem was solved. They separated the vampires and the werewolves, and so the werewolves are out. And now the vampires are still trapped and they couldn't escape because it destroyed this spell on their rings. And based on the preview, we're going to have to see how Klaus is able to beat Finn and how the heck he's going to break this spell. And I have to assume that what he's going to do is he's going to have to wake up his mother and his father. And his mother might not be much of an issue because now technically she'd just be a vampire, and I'm pretty sure he would technically be way stronger than her. But with his father, it would be a bit of a different story. And if it's like as soon as he's out of the spell, he wakes right up, there are a lot of issues that come into play with that. So it's going to be interesting to see how he goes about breaking this spell, because he's channeling all this power through basically two immortal beings who, with their father being there, that's already enough power to really stop anything. And now it's even stronger now that their mother's there, and of course she's an immortal vampire as well. So I can't wait for next week's episode, but this one had some really good moments to it. Like I said, the stuff with Finn sort of just losing it was really cool. We got to really see Rebekah in this episode, which I enjoyed, and her experience. And they even brought in the other Harvest girl, and that was kind of cool that she basically got captured and stuff. I'm still a little confused on why she got captured, and I wasn't paying 100% attention in that specific scene when she was explaining stuff. Like I heard her mention who like the sort of security guard people were. I completely forgot what she said though, so I wasn't paying a lot of attention during that scene, to be completely honest. But the main stuff that happened with Rebekah's storyline, I definitely caught. And with that ending with Freya still being alive, I don't know how that's going to play out either, because she was trapped in the house, and that's the whole like the online thing that they had with Finn, or with Cole, in the past. So she's going to come back to life. That could cause various issues for Klaus because he was the one who trapped her in there. Her and the other girl, as well as Elijah, I believe they both did that. Or no, it wasn't Elijah. It was Klaus, and I can't even think of his son's name right now. I'm just completely blanking on his name. But they were the ones that trapped the girls in there, and now that she's kind of had an awakening, I have to assume, because of, it could be because it's Rebekah, all main characters always activate something, but because she was talking to Rebekah, I have to assume it's because all the other people who have, witch powers, they've been taking those drugs to basically suppress their abilities. Not voluntarily, of course, but that's what's been happening. So Freya, for whatever reason, decided not to contact the guards, who I have to assume, are still in touch with their magic. So it'll be interesting, just to see exactly what Freya has planned. Like, maybe she wants to jump out of her own body. Maybe she wants to be completely resurrected, because I have no idea how she's still, remotely alive, and she's just like in this little glass casket or anything. So I don't know what exactly is going on there, but if she does get a full-on resurrection, she's definitely gonna escape somehow, because that's, whenever someone's resurrected in a place where they're trapped, they always end up escaping, because that's television. So if she does get like a full-on resurrection, and that probably will happen because no one knows where Rebekah is except for Cole, so who knows how that's going to play out. Like, I doubt he'll actually tell them, and he might in the next episode because he doesn't really want to get killed off, but at the same time he probably won't. He didn't in this episode, and all he had to do was say, she's in this house, I don't want to be eaten by all of these vampires, but he still chose not to. So odds are, if they do break this spell in the next episode, he still isn't going to say anything. Klaus is going to try to threaten him and beat him up and stuff, but he won't kill him, because then of course he won't get any answers. So we probably won't see him give up any answers, so Rebekah will be just stuck by herself, and then she'll have to work with Freya, and that'll play out however it does. I'm really unsure as to what's going to happen with her character right now. Like, there's nothing I can really expect except for Freya honestly getting a resurrection. I think that's how it's going to play, but Rebekah kind of seems like she's on her own. It's going to be hard for her, especially since she got busted in this episode already for not taking the drugs. I'm sure they're gonna keep a much closer eye on her, so it won't be as easy to get help even from the Harvest Girl. It won't be as easy for her because she's kind of going to be on a bit of a watch list now. So I don't know what to expect with her character, but I'm definitely excited to see it. I like this episode. Like I said, had some good moments. We even got this stuff with Haley and her officially getting the ring and all that stuff. Didn't really mean that much to me, but like, she told the guy what happened with Elijah, and they kind of moved past that. Like I said, it didn't really mean much to me anyway. Like, I knew that they were going to get past that, and they're still going to get married. If anything, the main thing is going to be, once they do that, what's going to happen to the rest of the series. That's what's going to be interesting, because everyone's going to be able to control themselves, and when they turn, I do believe that means that they'll be even more of a threat to vampires, so it could change the scales in the war. And this whole episode started with everyone trying to kind of come together, and that of course got ruined when the spell kicked in and the vampires got super hungry, which wasn't really something they wanted to do. It was just kind of forced on them through the spell. So I don't know, I'm sure that'll come back into play, but once the werewolves are able to control when they turn, it could really change how things play, because it won't just be like, oh, the vampires are here and I'm a werewolf, but it's not a full moon or anything, I'm screwed. And then when they get married and stuff, it'll be like, alright, the werewolves can change whenever they want to. If a vampire attacks, they can just switch right in the middle, and they can do like this sort of half thing where their eyes change and their teeth come out. They could do that and then fight right back, and that did happen apparently. Like, somebody bit Marcel. There it is. Somebody bit Marcel, so that's going to be the big thing in the next episode. So I'm definitely excited. I thought this was a good comeback episode. We also got to see some of the stuff with Elijah still kind of going a little nuts, but he's working on it. Like, step by step, he's getting a little bit better, I guess. But it's like this, I do love the fact that it's the same trigger every time. Like, whenever something spills, like as soon as Cammy spilled the, I think it was liquor, like on his sleeve, and he rubbed it, I was like, he's gonna stop, he's gonna go crazy. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't lose it and kill Cammy, of course, because it's Cammy. But I like the fact that every time that happens, it's like, it's just an interesting trigger, I guess. It's like a simple little thing, like it's something we all do all the time. Like, oh, I got like a piece of lint on me, you just flick it off, or something's on you, you just, wipe it off, or, just dab something and get it off, no big deal. And for him, it's like an emotional and like mental trigger that kind of makes them snap. So I like the way it looks, and it's just like I said, something simple that you do all the time, but in that context, it just makes it a bit extreme. So it's kind of cool. But love the episode, of course. I want to know what you guys thought about this one, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts, and what do you guys think is going to happen with Rebekah. I think that's the big thing that's up in the air right now. Of course, the stuff with Klaus and, you know, going up against Finn, I'm sure that'll be insane, but I can kind of tell where that's going to go. The stuff with Rebekah, aside from Freya getting a full-on resurrection, which I have to assume is going to happen, I don't really know what else to think. Like, there's just so many elements. Like, how is she really going to get out of there? Is she going to take the other girl with her? Is she going to possibly take other people with her? Stuff like that. So I want to know what you guys think, because honestly, all I have is Freya's getting resurrected, and they're going to escape at some point. That's almost guaranteed. But like I said, I want to know what you guys think. So please, comment below, let me know. And thanks for watching.